when life hits you hard, and it will. What do you do? When the weight of the world feels unbearable and everything seems to be working against you, how do you stay focused, keep moving forward, and find the strength to push through? Let me share a simple truth with you. Life is going to test you. It will challenge your character, your perseverance, and your belief in yourself. There will be times when you feel like quitting, when everything you've worked for seems out of reach. But here's what I want you to remember. The secret to staying motivated in tough times isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning how to dance in the rain. In the next few moments, let's talk about how to stay motivated when the going gets tough. Let's uncover the wisdom that can carry you through the hardest of times. And together, we'll discover the power of resilience, persistence, and focus. Stay with me. Let me share something with you. It's not what happens that determines your future. It's what you do about it. You see, life is full of ups and downs. The question is, how do you see them? Some people look at their struggles and see a dead end. Others, they see a doorway to something greater. The difference is perspective. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. Tough times are inevitable. They come in many forms. Failure, rejection, financial struggles, personal setbacks. But here's the mistake most people make. They see problems as permanent. They believe that just because something is hard today, it will always be hard. But I want you to think about this. Have you ever faced a challenge in the past that you thought you wouldn't overcome? And yet, here you are. You made it through. You found a way. That's proof that struggles are temporary. The key is to remind yourself this too shall pass. Now, the story you tell yourself about your situation determines how you respond. Some people say, I can't believe this is happening to me. They play the victim. But successful people, they ask, what can I learn from this? They take control. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. Don't wish for fewer problems. Wish for more skills. That's the mindset shift that changes everything. Because here's the truth. Your struggles are not happening to you. They are happening for you. They are shaping you, strengthening you, preparing you. And if you see them that way, they no longer hold you back. They push you forward. If you're struggling, here's what I want you to stop asking. Why me? And start asking, what now? Stop focusing on what's wrong and start focusing on what you can do. Find the lesson in every setback. Every challenge carries a hidden gift, but you have to look for it. Keep your eyes on the bigger picture. Tough times feel smaller when you remind yourself why you started in the first place. Listen, life doesn't get easier, you get stronger. And it all starts with the way you choose to see things. So, next time you face a challenge, take a step back. Change your perspective. Because when you do, you'll see that what looked like an obstacle was actually an opportunity in disguise. You see, when life gets tough, most people wait. They wait for motivation. They wait for things to get easier. They wait for the perfect moment. But here's what I've learned. If you wait for motivation, you'll be waiting forever. Success doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who take action even when they don't feel like it. That's called discipline. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. And that bridge, it's built with daily habits, mental toughness, and the ability to keep going even when things get difficult. Because here's the truth, motivation is unreliable. But discipline, that's what will carry you through the storm. Let's talk about why most people quit when things get tough. It's because they're waiting for a feeling. Have you ever heard someone say, I just don't feel motivated today? Or maybe they say, I'll start when I'm ready. I'll start when the time is right. But the truth is, that day never comes. Because motivation is like the wind, it comes and goes. Some days, you wake up ready to take on the world. Other days, you don't even want to get out of bed. But successful people, they don't depend on motivation. They build habits that keep them moving forward. No matter what, We must all suffer one of two pains, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Let's think about that for a moment. There are two types of pain in life: the pain of discipline, the hard work, the sacrifice, the effort; the pain of regret, the feeling of looking back and wishing you had done more. The difference: discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs tons. Discipline is tough in the moment, but it gives you freedom later. Regret, on the other hand, never goes away. So the question is, which pain are you willing to endure? Because you will face one of them. The choice is yours. Think of a muscle. How does it grow? Through resistance. You lift heavy weights, your muscles tear, they rebuild, and they get stronger. It's the same with your mind. Every challenge, every difficulty, every obstacle, it's resistance training for your character. But most people don't see it that way. They think challenges are punishments. They think setbacks mean they're not meant for success. But let me ask you something. Have you ever met a successful person who had an easy life? Of course not. Because success is built through struggle. It's the challenges that shape you. It's the difficulties that prepare you for the next level. So, if you're struggling right now, don't resist it. Lean into it. Because every challenge is making you stronger. If you want to be unstoppable, you must train yourself to push forward even when it's hard. Here's how: 1. Do the hard things first. Most people avoid difficulty. They procrastinate. They say, I'll do it later. But successful people, they attack the hardest task first. They build mental toughness by facing difficulty head-on. So, tomorrow morning, try this. Whatever task you're dreading the most, do it first. You'll feel unstoppable. 2. Create a daily routine. Discipline is not about big heroic efforts. It's about small, consistent actions. Wake up at the same time, exercise regularly, read every day, stay focused on your goals. When you create structure, you remove the need for motivation. 3. Embrace discomfort. Most people run away from discomfort. They seek comfort, ease, convenience. But here's the secret: growth only happens outside your comfort zone. So, start training yourself to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Take cold showers. Wake up early. Push yourself when you don't feel like it. Because every time you embrace discomfort, you're training your mind to be stronger. For things to change, you have to change. For things to get better, you have to get better. That means if you want success, you have to stop waiting for the world to change. You have to stop waiting for motivation. You have to take control. Every day, you have a choice. You can choose to stay the same, to keep waiting, to keep making excuses. Or you can choose to show up, to do the work, to strengthen your resolve no matter how you feel. And when you do that, when you become the kind of person who takes action no matter what, that's when you'll realize there is nothing in this world that can stop you. Have you ever stopped to listen to the words you say to yourself? I mean, really listen. Because here's the truth. The words you speak to yourself shape your entire life. Your mind is the factory of your future, and that factory is always working, always producing thoughts, always shaping who you are and what you believe. The question is, are you building yourself up or are you tearing yourself down? Every single day, whether you realize it or not, you are having a conversation with yourself. You are reinforcing confidence or planting seeds of doubt. You are feeding strength or feeding weakness. And the difference between success and failure, between staying motivated or giving up, often comes down to this one thing: what you tell yourself when no one else is around. Most people are their own worst critics. They say things to themselves they would never say to a friend. They convince themselves they aren't good enough, that they'll never make it, that life is unfair, and there's no way out. And over time, these thoughts don't just stay in the mind. They manifest in actions. They shape decisions. They build habits. And eventually, they create reality. You see, success begins in the mind before it ever shows up in reality. Before you achieve anything, before you take action, before you see results, it all starts with belief. Stand guard at the door of your mind. Because if you don't, the world will do it for you. And the world, it's full of distractions, full of negativity, full of people who will try to tear you down. That's why mastering the habit of self-talk is so critical. You have to take control of your inner dialogue. You have to train your mind to work for you, not against you. And it starts with awareness. The first step to changing your self-talk is simply listening to it. Pay attention. Hear the words you repeat in your mind throughout the day. When you face a challenge, do you tell yourself, I can handle this, or I'm going to fail? When an opportunity arises, do you say, I deserve this, or I'm not ready? When things don't go your way, do you think, I'll figure it out, or this always happens to me? The moment you become aware of your self-talk, you take the first step toward changing it. And once you recognize the negative patterns, you replace them. You choose better words. You choose a better conversation. Instead of, I can't do this, you say, I am capable. Instead of, I'm not good enough, you say, I am growing and I am learning. Instead of, I always fail, you say, every failure teaches me something valuable. At first, it might feel unnatural, maybe even a little silly. But let me tell you something. Your mind believes what you tell it most often. If you repeat a lie long enough, it starts to feel like the truth. And if you repeat the truth long enough, it becomes your new reality. That's why you must commit to this practice every day. Not just once, not just when you're feeling motivated, but every single day, especially in the tough times. When life knocks you down, your self-talk will determine whether you stay down or get back up. When nothing seems to be working, your self-talk will decide whether you push forward or give up. When you feel lost, uncertain, afraid, your self-talk will either remind you that you have everything you need to figure it out, or it will convince you to quit. Affirmation without discipline is the beginning of delusion. So we're not just talking about positive thinking. We're talking about a discipline of the mind, a commitment to training yourself to think differently, to speak differently. And over time, this practice transforms everything. Imagine waking up each morning and, before the day even begins, looking in the mirror and saying, I am strong, I am capable. No matter what happens today, I will keep going. Imagine catching yourself in a negative thought and immediately replacing it with something better. Imagine feeding your mind with words that build you up instead of words that tear you down. Because here's the reality. If you don't take control of your mind, the world will. And the world doesn't care about your success. The world is full of distractions, full of reasons to doubt yourself, full of negativity. So if you want to stay motivated, if you want to keep moving forward even in tough times, you have to take control. You have to be intentional. You have to be disciplined. Your words are either building you up or tearing you down. Your self-talk is either fueling your motivation or draining it. And today, you get to choose. Will you feed your mind with belief, with confidence, with strength? Or will you allow doubt, fear, and negativity to take over? Because your future is listening. And what you tell yourself today will shape what happens tomorrow. Negativity, it's everywhere. It's on the news and conversations, in our own thoughts. It's in the people we spend time with, in the things we watch, in the words we hear. And if you're not careful, it can take over. It can weigh you down. It can drain your energy, cloud your mind, and steal your motivation. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And he wasn't just talking about success. He was talking about mindset, about attitude, about the way you see the world. Because the truth is, if you surround yourself with negativity, it will shape you. It will pull you in. It will influence your thinking before you even realize it. So if you want to stay motivated, especially in tough times, you have to remove negativity from your life. You have to protect your mind like a fortress. Because if you let negativity in, it will take root, it will grow, and before you know it, it will control you. Now, how do you do that? How do you remove negativity from your life? It starts with awareness. Step 1, identify the sources of negativity. Negativity doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It has a source. And most of the time, that source is something or someone you've allowed into your life. Maybe it's a toxic friendship, a co-worker who always complains, a family member who constantly doubts you. Maybe it's the news, social media, or the endless stream of negativity that comes from comparing yourself to others. Take a moment. Think about it. Where does the negativity in your life come from? Who are the people, the habits, the influences that drain your energy, that fill your mind with doubt and fear? The first step to removing negativity is identifying where it comes from. Because once you know the source, you can take control. Stand guard at the door of your mind. That means you don't let just anything in. You don't allow negativity to take root. You have to be intentional about what you allow into your life. That might mean limiting time with certain people. People who complain, who gossip, who see the worst in everything. It might mean turning off the news, stepping away from social media, avoiding the conversations that drain you. Now, you might say, but I can't just cut people out of my life. I can't quit my job or ignore my family. And that's true. But what you can do is control how much access they have to your mind. You can control how much of their negativity you allow to affect you. You don't have to argue. You don't have to prove a point. You simply have to decide, I will not let this into my mind. I will not let this steal my peace. And when you make that decision, when you stop engaging, stop feeding the negativity, you take back your power. Step 3, replace negativity with positivity. Here's something most people don't realize. You can't just remove negativity. You have to replace it. Because if you don't, it will come right back. Nature hates a vacuum. If you take something out, something else will take its place. So if you remove negative influences from your life, but don't replace them with something positive, you'll find yourself right back where you started. So what do you replace negativity with? You replace it with positive influences. You replace it with books that inspire you, with people who challenge you to grow, with conversations that uplift you. You replace it with gratitude, with goals, with habits that make you stronger. Every day, feed your mind with something good. Read something that motivates you. Listen to something that inspires you. Surround yourself with people who encourage you, who believe in you, who push you to become better. Because if you fill your life with positivity, there won't be room for negativity. Step 4, change your own thinking. Now, here's the most important part. It's not just about removing negative people, negative news, negative influences. It's about removing negativity from your own mind. Because sometimes, the biggest source of negativity is not the world around you. It's you. It's your own doubts, your own fears, your own self-talk. And if you don't change that, no amount of positive books or inspiring people will help. So, how do you change your thinking? You start by challenging every negative thought. When you hear yourself saying, I can't do this, you stop and ask, is that really true? When you think, I'm not good enough, you replace it with, I am improving every day. When fear tells you to quit, you remind yourself, I am stronger than this moment. Don't say, I can't afford it. Say, how can I afford it? It's about shifting your mindset, changing your words, training your mind to see possibilities instead of obstacles. Because the truth is, life is full of negativity. You can't avoid it completely. But you can control how much of it you allow into your life. You can decide what you focus on. You can take responsibility for your own thoughts. And when you do that, when you remove negativity, when you replace it with something better, when you take control of your mind, you unlock something powerful. You unlock motivation that lasts. You unlock the strength to keep going. Even when things are tough, you unlock the mindset that separates those who succeed from those who give up. So, today, make the decision. Remove negativity from your life. Stand guard at the door of your mind. Protect your energy. Protect your peace. Because when you do, you will find something amazing. Clarity, focus, motivation. And once you have that, nothing can stop you. Life will test you. It will challenge you. It will push you to the edge and ask, how bad do you want it? There will be days when nothing seems to go right. Days when you feel like you're climbing a mountain with no peak in sight. And in those moments, it's easy to feel defeated. It's easy to ask, why is this happening to me? But I want you to shift your perspective. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this trying to teach me? Because every struggle, every setback, every challenge is a test, a lesson, a chance to grow. And if you learn how to turn struggles into strength, you will become unstoppable. Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. Because the truth is, life won't get easier. The obstacles won't disappear. But you can get stronger. You can develop the mindset, the discipline, the resilience to face anything that comes your way. Struggles are not meant to break you. They are meant to shape you. They build character. They reveal your true potential. Think about it, the greatest leaders, the most successful people, they didn't get there because life was easy. They got there because they faced challenges. They overcame difficulties. They failed, they learned, they adapted. Struggles force you to grow. They push you beyond your limits. They teach you patience, discipline, and resilience. And when you face them head on, when you refuse to give up, you become stronger than ever before. So instead of fearing struggles, embrace them. See them as opportunities, because every challenge you overcome adds to your strength. Every obstacle you conquer builds your confidence. And every time you refuse to quit, you prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. The key to turning struggles into strength is mindset. It's not about what happens to you. It's about how you respond. Two people can go through the same difficulty. One will break and one will rise. The difference? Mindset. You have to train your mind to see setbacks not as failures, but as lessons. You have to stop seeing struggles as punishment and start seeing them as preparation. For things to change, you have to change. And that starts with how you think. The next time you face a challenge, don't complain. Don't dwell on what went wrong. Instead, ask, what can I learn from this? How can I grow because of this? What skills do I need to develop to overcome this? Because the faster you shift your mindset, the faster you take control. And the faster you take control, the faster you turn struggles into stepping stones for success. How do you build strength? By pushing through the hard times. Think about lifting weights. If you only lift what's comfortable, you'll never get stronger. But if you challenge yourself, if you push beyond your limits, your muscles grow. It's the same in life. Growth happens outside of your comfort zone. Strength is built through struggle. So when things get hard, don't back down. Lean into the discomfort. Face the challenge head on. Because every time you push through, you become stronger. Most people try to avoid struggle. They wait for the right, time perfect, conditions. But the truth is, the struggle is the path. If you rest too long, the weeds take over the garden. Life is always moving. If you're not growing, you're falling behind. If you're not pushing forward, you're being left behind. So stop waiting for things to be easy. Stop hoping that success will come without sacrifice. Instead, make a decision. I will use every struggle as fuel. I will use every setback as a lesson. I will turn every obstacle into an opportunity. Because the moment you make that decision, really commit to it, you step into your power. Champions are not made when things are easy. They are made in the moments of struggle. When everyone else quits, the champion keeps going. When everyone else complains, the champion adapts. When everyone else backs down, the champion steps up. And that is the mindset you need. You need to see yourself as a warrior, as someone who doesn't break under pressure, but becomes stronger because of it. Because the truth is, you already have everything you need. The strength, the resilience, the discipline, it's all within you. The struggle is just the tool that brings it out. So the next time you face a challenge, don't run from it. Don't complain about it. Look it in the eye and say, This is making me stronger. This is shaping me into the person I need to become. Because when you adopt that mindset, nothing can stop you. Not fear, not failure, not setbacks. And when nothing can stop you, when you turn every struggle into strength, you unlock your true potential. You become the kind of person who doesn't just survive tough times, but thrives in them. So stand tall. Face your challenges. Push through the struggles. Because every step you take, every challenge you overcome, brings you one step closer to the life you were meant to live.